Hello and welcome to Affinity. We're going to look at taking a picture and finding the edges of things. I want a line, just a clear black line where all the edges are in this. The normal way you might do this is I go to Filters, Detect and Detect Edges, and that's fairly good there. However, if I go into this, you can see what I get here is a whole bunch of, basically where there's texture, it comes up here. I can turn this to black and white if I want to, and so on, but it's this texture that I've got no control over with this. So what we can do, another way of finding edges, is let's take a very, very simple picture here, just some black squares on white, to show what we can do. And the bizarre thing is you're using blur to find edges, and then it's because let's do I'll go to live filters here and do a Gaussian blur, and I'm going to turn up radius here until you can see some blur. And what I'm going to do now is go down to the blend mode and change this down here to difference. And what effectively this does, it says, when I've got the blur here, it says act as if there's another layer underneath here with the original picture in. So I do the blur and then I take one away from the other. So here's the original, here's the blurred one. Notice it's got a line all the way around the edge. I can get rid of that with Preserve Alpha. Bing. So now we're just seeing this. So we're seeing here the difference between the original and the blurred image. And so it's a way of getting lines. And we can control this. We can turn this up and down. We've already got a control to find the edges. So let's do this with the original picture. I'm going to do a Control J to keep the original, because that can be useful. And I'm still going to go to down here to Gaussian Blur, click the Preserve Alpha and turn this up to blur it. Then we go to the blend mode here and put this down to difference, and now what I've got is a lot of the lines. However, one of the things here is if I'd like sort of like black on white, like I was drawing with a pencil or something, that's easy enough to add. I click on that and I go to the adjustments here and I put in an invert. There you are, there's the original. I zoom into this, you can see I'm finding edges here, but with the blur I've already got a control, so I can make the edges a bit finer, but it doesn't stand out as much. So a way to address that is to go to the adjustments and go up to levels. And what I get to see with levels here is all the action is happening right up the white end of this, nothing down at the black end. So if I bring the black up, you start to see things appearing. But now of course I'm getting texture here, but I can address that by pulling down the white, and that starts pulling the white point down, so in other words make things white, so it basically blats out the texture first. So if I go Control 0 back out, I've still got the shape of things. If I want it to be in black and white, then I can click down here, I can go to Adjustments and put a black and white adjustment on. So, and I can put controls into that. I can even play with this, and this will change how the picture looks. I can put a bit more line down there, more control. So I might decide here with this levels, I can what if I wanted to keep the texture, bring this down a bit so I got a kind of a shape here. And take off the background here altogether, because what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to first of all put in a layer, new fill layer, and I can drag that all the way down to the bottom, Then with this layer here, I'm going to change the blend mode. I'm going to make that multiply. Doesn't happen yet. You can't see it because this is white. But now I can change the color. Here I've got the color wheel. I can click up here. That's the one. And then I can change the color here, the background. And I can change effectively the tint on it. So I can make it look like it's written, drawn on some paper. And because this is a little bit black, if I change the opacity this down to about 50%, then it goes to a grey, which means it's looked like it's done in pencil. So there you can have a lot of fun doing all kinds of things. I can even put the original in again and look at the effects I'm having here. So look at the difference between the original and putting that in. See already that it changes the way that it appears. So there's a lot you can do here. But overall, there's the technique. Gaussian blur, invert, play with the levels, and black and white. So thank you very much for watching.